The players are in the tunnel now for Newcastle and Manchester City at St James's Park. And out they come at St James's Park. Newcastle United and Manchester City walking out of the tunnel. The champions begin their title defence against a team. They started the season off with a 4-0 win last season. So the Newcastle United starting 11, they start with Tim Krul in goal with a 4 at the back, Daryl Janmaat, Williamson, Colaccini and Dummett at left back. 3 in the middle, Sissoko, Anita and Colback. Anita sitting deeper than the front 2. And then a front 3 of Remy Cabella on the right, Johan Gouffron on the left, and Riviere up front. So that's Newcastle United. Manchester City start with Joe Hart in goal. The back 4 consists of Clichy at right back, Company as captain, Demichelis, and then Kolarov at left back. Clichy, a makeshift right back for the day. Nasri's on the right wing, David Silva left, and then Fernando and Torre sitting deep. And to complete the 4-4-2, Jovetic and Dzeko up front. So a 4-4-2 versus a 4-4-3, 4-3-3, my apologies. And we'll just see how it goes. The substitutes, they've got some good options on the bench. City have got Aguero, Navas, Fernandinho. Newcastle, Ioze, he looks like a good player, and we will see how this goes for both teams. I think this is a tough one to call. I think Newcastle United's new signings will give Manchester City a good game, but I think City will breeze this one. They didn't look sharp against Arsenal in the Community Shield, so it's really hard to predict. And here come the Reefs for Newcastle United, for the 2 Newcastle fans that tragically passed away in a plane shot down over Ukraine. Liam Sweeney and John Older. Legends around this parts now. Plenty of black armbands. Family and friends are coming onto the pitch to lay the wreaths. Sunderland legend and Newcastle legend walking onto the field to place the wreaths. This has brought football together. Absolutely tragedy. An absolute tragedy. It was a very nice gesture from Sunderland. Bit of a muted applause from the fans. Vincent Kompany and Fabrizio Colaccini going to receive the wreaths of their team's colours and walk on with the family and friends. And City have a banner up paying tribute to John Sweeney and John Older. Applause from the entire stadium. Poor fans. Absolutely. A minute's silence now. Absolutely immaculate minute silence. Credit to the Manchester City fans and the Newcastle fans. Absolutely immaculate minute silence. Such a sad way. Such a sad event. And the teams are set up. And we are underway. Newcastle United versus Manchester City. The Premier League champions initiate their title defence here after a wonderful tribute to the two poor Newcastle fans that lost their lives in the skies over Ukraine. An immaculate credit to the Manchester City fans who were absolutely silent. So, Newcastle with a 4-3-3, a bit more attacking formation than City's 4-4-2. 4-4-2 really isn't used that often in the modern game anymore because most teams like to have more midfielders to be able to keep the ball and create more chances than less direct football. And Anita's played it over the top. Riviere couldn't get to it. Joe Hart could. Kolarov, Manchester City's new number 11. He's kept it well after great persistence there from Remy Cabella, but he has lost it. He was penalised. Yaya Toure to hit forward. Dzeko brings it down. He's lost it to Daryl Janmat. Moussa Sissoko now. Such a powerful unit moving forward with speed. And he's won a throw-in just inside the Manchester City half here. Alan Pardew hoping for a much better season. They lost a lot of the support of the fans last year. The board have stuck by Alan Pardew. He's a good football manager. I think the board are right to sit by him. Vernon Anita. I went to Paul Dummett. Naturally, centre-back Paul Dummett, but it's been a makeshift left-back when Newcastle have needed cover at the back, and he's done an alright job. I think he scored a goal once for Newcastle, Dummett, so the Welsh under-21 international will have to do well today to keep Samir Nasri at bay. Here's Gael Clichy, cut out by Colback. It's a good challenge, and Sissoko dispossesses Clichy. Manchester City, sloppy start, but here comes Dzeko, Jovetic. Are we going to see Manchester City's classic moves here? We know they can play it about beautifully outside the box. Jovetic dinks forward towards Dzeko. Wonderful start for City. It's not gone in. It would have been an absolutely wonderful start for Manchester City. Wonderful looping ball from Jovetic. He's just chipped it over the top. Dzeko couldn't lift it over Tim Krul. He's palmed it and then dived on it. Tim Krul. Dzeko should be doing better there, but it's promising from City already. They're so dangerous. Remy Cabella. Now to Fabrizio Colaccini. Paul Dummett. His clearance blocked by Samir Nasri. Clichy. You can hear the City fans quite vocal here at St James's Park. Often criticised for their atmosphere at home, but their away fans are always vocal. Big stadium as well here at St James's Park. They're all the way up in Tier 2, highest point in the stadium. Fernando, new signing, out wide to Kolarov, Manchester City's new number 11. Jovetic, he's trying to work a shot. There's too many black and white shirts in the way, and he's laid it off poorly for Kolarov. It was cut out easily by new signing Daryl Janmat. Yaya Toure. Fernando now to Clichy. Yaya Toure. Kolarov Silva couldn't lift it over to Sissoko. Gouffron. Remy Cabella. Switching sides there with Gouffron. And Tim Krul will boot it clear. So much pressure on the ball here from Manchester City. Newcastle barely get a breather. Colaccini found a superb pass to Moussa Sissoko, and Sissoko is attacking City with speed. Emmanuel Riviere cut out by Vincent Kompany, and Joe Hart clears away. Clichy's the one to head it clear. Here's Dummett. Remy Cabella, crossing position now for Newcastle. Crossed in, Kompany again with an interception. Good defending there from the skipper. Says today this season will be Manchester City's toughest. Kolarov. David Silva now. Advancing through to Edin Dzeko. Gouffran got back superbly there to dispossess Dzeko, who flopped to the ground theatrically, and the ref was never going to give that one. It's Gouffran. The ref doesn't even look twice at that tackle from David Silva. Jovetic. Now it's Yaya Toure. Samir Nasri. City just playing it about neatly. About 40 yards from the Newcastle goal. Trying to come forward. It's David Silva out wide to Kolarov. Waits for people to arrive in the middle. Cross blocked. And it's a Manchester City throw-in. Yaya Toure sitting quite deep so far. It's Clichy. Janmat with a great tackle, and he was adjudged to have fouled David Silva there. So free kick to Manchester City. Daryl Janmat signing from Feyenoord in Holland. He went to the World Cup with Holland. Obviously got third place. Now it's Silva back to Demichelis. Now it's Vincent Kompany. Playing the ball forward. It's headed away by Colaccini. Only as far as Dzeko. Dzeko out wide to Kolarov. Accelerates past Gouffran. Lays it off for Silva to cross maybe. Back to Kolarov, and it's gone out of play there. To the jeers of the Newcastle fans. Goal kick. City do have a couple of aerial threats today. Obviously from corners they've got Vincent Kompany, Yaya Toure, Edin Dzeko. They have got a very powerful side. Dangerous from anywhere on the pitch. Set pieces and open play. Manchester City. Musa Sissoko now. Flicks it to Riviere, but it's cut out, and Jack Colback fouled Stefan Jovetic there, quite clearly. Free kick inside the Manchester City half. Short by Torre. David Silva now to Demichelis. Demichelis was heavily criticised when he moved to Manchester City. He wasn't played, he was out injured for a long time. And then when he started playing, he was really, really rusty. I mean, he's not quick by any means, Demichelis. So he was criticised a lot by the City fans. And towards the end of the season, Demichelis was really, really strong for them and consistent. And he was one of the main reasons they won a few of the games to win the title in the end. Demichelis hooking it away now. Anita. Yamat. Coming inside. Callback. Sissoko. Yamat. Wonderful play from Newcastle. It is a good recovery tackle by David Silva. Now Dzeko's brought it down on his chest. Jovetic. Dzeko. Nasri. Great play from Manchester City here. It's Kolarov coming inside. Nasri's got half a yard to shoot. Samir Nasri. Wonderful save by Tim Krul. That was a mighty strike from Samir Nasri. Met well by the Dutch keeper. It's too much time there for Samir Nasri. Manchester City's throwing to Fernando Silva. Nasri, Silva. It's constant one-touch play from Manchester City. Hard to keep up at times. Constant passing and moving. A lot of lessons can be learned from this side. Just because they are better than everybody else. It's Kolarov in a crossing position. He gets a crossing this time, and Williamson pokes clear. Could have gone anywhere then. And Manchester City already looking incredibly dangerous. Janmat's got to be careful with Kolarov, because he has been dangerous so far. Silva and Nasri tend to come inside more instead of playing as wide men, so he's really got to watch Kolarov. Corner kick from Silva in towards Dzeko. It's away. Gouffran heads clear. Cabela headed back in by Kolarov. Riviere getting stuck in against Nasri. Silva gives it away rarely, and Remy Cabela with a great bit of skill there, and Newcastle United can finally breathe again here. Great touch over Kolarov. Paul Dummett. It's Gouffran. Newcastle trying to advance more now. City very, very tight at the back. Lots of men back. Dummett plays it all the way back to the keeper. Here's Williamson. And Newcastle have a throw-in. It's Jack Colback. Jack Colback. Remy Cabela. Bit of trickery here from this man. Oh, the Frenchman just dancing around the Manchester City shirts. Sissoko smashes miles away from any other Newcastle shirt. And it's a goal kick. Poor ball from Musa Sissoko. Remy Cabella, promising lad, a lot of talent behind him. Went to the World Cup. It's cruel to clear. Anita cushions it down with his head for Sissoko. Now it's Remy Cabella. Sissoko. It's Cabella. Space to shoot. He's gone for the chip and it's over the bar from Remy Cabella. He went for something rather audacious to say the least there. He's gone for a complete chip. Joe Hart was minimally off his line. Very cheeky. Don't think that would have beaten the keeper if on target. Would have gone for a curler myself. Demichalis now to Kolarov. City enjoying a comfortable spell in possession. No, it's Clichy to Nasri. And dumb it back to the keeper again. Only a couple of real chances for both teams. Nasri with a powerful strike from a good 25 yards out, and then Remy Cabella with a cheeky chip from outside the box. But that's about it so far in the first 15 minutes or so. We haven't really seen much action. "17 minutes gone and the whole stadium breaks into applause. For the two lost Newcastle fans, Tom Sweeney and John Alder. Wonderful tribute. Minute silence and a minute applause. Now, the Newcastle fans spurring their team on. Krul is the one to hit clear. Tight for possession. 46 for Newcastle, 54 to City. There's not a massive difference. It's Cabella with the ball in and company's headed clear, and it's vital that he did there because that was straight to Emmanuel Riviere. It's a good ball in. Dumb it to Sissoko. Back to Colaccini. Dumb it, Sissoko. And he's the call back out wide. Here's Janmat trying to work something and Torre intercepted. Now City can break. It's Fernando. Yaya Toure to Nasri. And it had gone out of play. Manchester City throw. And Demichelis managed to throw himself over the advertising boards and trying to keep that in. His efforts in vain. Fairly injury prone Demichelis. Kolarov. Not much really happening in this game so far. So muted start to proceedings in the opening 20 minutes. Lots of keep ball from both sides. No real opportunities being created, but you can see that changing, especially after half time if it continues like this. Tim Krul holding his hands out, no options, and almost, and it is. It's gone out of play. Neither team's really applying much pressure either. Remy Cabella losing it. Colaccini with a great challenge. Oh, wonderful back heel from Nasri. Jovetic, Silva, back to Jovetic. Samir Nasri now. Crossed in and just too far for Dzeko. Oh, wonderful touch there from Riviere. And he's broken away from Fernando. And he's gone from a long effort. But he really didn't have anything on there. The Frenchman, Emmanuel Riviere, signed from AS Monaco this summer. He did have a good season for Monaco, scored a few goals. He was a fantastic replacement for Falcao while he was injured. But then, of course, Monaco signed Dimitar Berbatov from Fulham. And that really ended Riviere's spell in the team. Nasri, Jovetic. No, it's Colaccini that's won it. And Sissoko will break. He's powerful. He's quick. Sissoko can cause some damage, and he's trying to now. He's got to beat Company and Torre. And Cabella on different wavelengths to Colaccini. And City now break themselves. Silva. Cut out by Gouffran and wins a throw-in. So it started off with Gouffran on the left and Cabella on the right, but it's sort of swapped now, and you're seeing Cabella drifting out further left with Gouffran sitting quite deep here to help out Janmaat on the right. I think that might be a tactical change because Janmaat was struggling with Kolarov and Silva early on. Anita. Back to Krul again. Newcastle have got to be patient, especially when they're on the ball. I think the fans have got to appreciate they can't be throwing the ball away often. They've got to be careful against City. If they throw the ball away in areas like in deep areas, they will invite a lot of Manchester City pressure. So Newcastle with a cautious approach. Manchester City with it's a similar approach. They're doing effectively the same thing, but I don't think it's for the same reason. I think City are just aren't as sharp as they were last season yet. And just sort of getting a feel for the game first instead of hitting straight in there with the onslaught like they normally do. Gouffran cleared away by Demichelis. It's Colback. Gouffran. Here we go. It's Daryl Janmaat who goes for goal. And well, it could have been a cross. It could have been a shot there. I think hopefully he'll say it was a cross. Two attempts from Newcastle to Manchester City's 3. Two of City's have been on target, but nothing really threatening as of yet. And Dzeko's been dangerous so far. Here comes Edin Dzeko coming inside, and Colaccini's dealt with it well, but Clichy's cross in, headed up by Williamson. And away again by Williamson. It's great play there. Fernando heads it back. A real anchor man. He's sitting deep with his team on the attack. Oh, and Moussa Sissoko's broken away here again. It's 3-on-4, and Rivier's round company, but just couldn't take the ball with him, unfortunately. Cabella was just on the outside. I don't think Sissoko or Riviere spotted him. He was in a lot of space, but it probably would have slowed the attack down. Gouffran getting a poke and conceding a throw-in. And Johan Gouffran really working hard so far. Silva throwing to Torre. It's back to Company. Company's a good ball-playing centre-back. There's not much Company really can't do on the ball. He used to play defensive midfield when City signed him, and that's initially what he was bought for. Then he had to go into the team to cover an injured Richard Dunn. And when Company was centre-back, he performed exceptional, and that is why they kept him there. It is his best position. Now, as he's more evolved as a player, maybe he would be good in defensive midfield, especially with his many attributes, but you don't want to remove one of your leaders from the back. Yaya Torres had a quiet game, just passing it out for a goal kick there. Not really had the chance. That's what Yaya Toure does, though. He doesn't ever have astonishing performances. He's not that sort of player. He just pops up with a goal or an assist. And apart from that, he lurks, Yaya Toure. And then he'll just, when he gets the ball and he sees a bit of space ahead, he might just run at you. And when Yaya Toure runs at defences, there is no stopping him. Jovetic to Clichy. Newcastle win it well there with Sissoko. It's Remy Cabella who's taking it inside and he's tried to float it over the top. Emmanuel Rivier's got there. Yaya Toure's not quick enough and he tried to poke it inside. There's no black and white shirts in the box anyway. Shortage of men forward at the moment for Newcastle, but they don't want to commit too many bodies up front because City will break, which is what they're trying to do now, but there's so many bodies still back. Clichy. Into Silva. Anita putting pressure on. And now Nasri with a crossing opportunity. Oh, he's found Dzeko. It's Jovetic, blocked by Williamson. Great block as well, and Kolarov couldn't quite manage to keep it in and keep the attack going. Quick throw in though. Fernando. Clichy. And Newcastle with a chance to push out a bit now against Manchester City. Oh, Remy Cabella with a wonderful challenge there from the little Frenchman. Sissoko. Cabella again. Great footwork to get around Fernando there. And it's a slip through to Emmanuel Riviere, and his shot was really spoofed there. Too anxious in a way from Riviere. Yeah, you want your striker just trying to score goals. Remy Cabella stole it from Torre, and he's been fouled there on the edge of the box. Oh, and he's given the free kick City's way. I think Cabella was adjudged to have fouled Yaya Torre in the first place. Torre needs to watch out, maybe lacking a bit of match fitness. Or sharpness, definitely, anyway, because you don't often see Torre getting caught out, especially by such a little guy. I mean, no disrespect to Cabella, but he's nowhere near the stature of Yaya Torre, and Torre normally brushes players like that over for fun, but it's not what he's done today. It's Fernando. Jovetic couldn't quite stretch for the pass. Sissoko to Riviere. Back to Sissoko. He's got Janmat on the outside. Janmat's got the ball. He's gone for the ball in. Oh, great interception there by Vincent Kompany. Colback's won it again. City sloppy at the moment. No foul given. Newcastle throw in. Throw in, being told to take it closer to the corner flag. Not many options. Gouffran trying to get the ball in, headed away, and then just a toe away by Silva. It's Sissoko through to Colback here. He can't really get any angle. Oh, and it's cleared away by Clichy. Newcastle really threatening here, but here's Jovetic. Jovetic getting forward. Newcastle got 3 back, 4 back, and City pouring shirts forward, and Daryl Janmat with a great interception getting back, and Vernon Anita drops down. David Silva receives a booking here. I think Silva knew exactly what he was doing there. Anita looks quite hurt by this. Now, Krul hits forward. Won by Demichelis. Anita's brought it down. He's still limping a bit here, Anita. Here's Emmanuel Riviere crossing position. It's just too heavy for Gouffran. Emmanuel Riviere looking very dangerous, and Kompany couldn't do anything about that there. Riviere hold him off well. I think Riviere needs to sort of lose some enthusiasm. It's great that your striker's always trying something and being eager to get forward and grab your team goals, but he's really sort of rushing everything. Emmanuel Riviere, he's looking too hard to make an impression. Now Vernon Anita's still down. He's gone back down anyway. He's receiving treatment from the physio. I think he's just going to come off the pitch. Vernon Anita. And Anita's looking to come back on. No, he's not. He's they're just stretching him a bit here. So Newcastle temporarily down to 10 men, and Anita's back on the field. Jovetic. Oh, great tackle from Anita. It's Remy Cabella. Back to Anita. Going forward here. Cabella, Dummett. Back to Cabella. He's got very fancy feet there. And he went clean through Fernando's legs and couldn't get round him. He's a very skillful player by the looks of things, Remy Cabella. Cut inside there, Janmaat. Call back over to Gouffron. Oh, it's just too much there for Riviere. Call back. Is Riviere onside? It's just too much for him anyway. Newcastle liking the offensive football they're playing. They're taking the game to Manchester City at the moment. You can say that they've been the better team. A lot of this has happened a lot though this weekend. Crystal Palace with a better team against Arsenal. I mean, Southampton against Liverpool, Swansea against Manchester United, and it could be another one of those today. But you don't want to bet against Manchester City. So the second half probably will shape up a bit more offensively. I can see them taking Jovetic or Dzeko off, putting a man in behind the striker and trying to keep the ball a bit more. Oh, it's David Silva! 1-0 to City. There we go. It's just out of nowhere. They only need one chance. And David Silva slots home comfortably well. Great move from City. Yaya Toure just with a hoof forward. And Dzeko's done superbly well with that back heel. And it's a great finish from Silva. But that assist from Edin Dzeko, he took one touch and on the bounce. In fact, no, it's his first touch with a bouncing back heel. It was very nice from him. Straight through two defenders and Silva. Well, you don't bet against David Silva scoring from there, do you? It's unlucky for Newcastle because they have really played well. But they are the champions, aren't they? And well, champions often win games without playing necessarily well. And a lot of teams have done that this weekend. But Manchester City begin their title retention with a goal against Newcastle at St James's Park. How will Newcastle respond now? Straight back to the keeper here, and Colaccini takes it forward. Sissoko. It's call back. Anita. Remy Cabella couldn't do anything there. Clichy happy to concede the throw-in. Newcastle look a bit more dangerous going forward already than they did last season. With the trickery of Cabela, Emmanuel Riviere looks like he's got a lot of pace. And, well, Gouffran on the right, he's reliable, isn't he? Gouffran does bag a few goals for Newcastle. He did last season. Good cross through the ball. Newcastle have really made him into a winger. He was a striker when they bought him from Bordeaux a few years back now. Alan Pardew very keen on the French. Signs a lot of French players, and he's done that again this season. Yeah, it's alright. City advancing again. Potentially looking for a second here. It's Kolarov. Alexander Kolarov. His pass blocked, and Gouffran breaks here. Plays it back to Daryl Janmaat. Riviere. Gouffran. Janmaat. Riviere controlling it well on his chest, playing it back to Sissoko. That was nice football. Sissoko. Great little bit of footwork. It's crossed in towards Cabela, and Clichy does very well to head clear. Janmaat pokes very well there, away from a few players. And Remy Cabela with fancy footwork. Yaya Toure and Fernando sort of teaming up on him. I think that was completely Yaya Toure. I think he was just a bit sick of the flicks and tricks that Cabela is performing on his teammates, and he does look a very exciting player, Remy Cabela. A lot of trickery. It's crossed in. Williamson at the back post. Sissoko cleared away by Yaya Toure. It's Colaccini. Newcastle trying to come back now. Flowed out wide towards Remy Cabela, who's brought it down beautifully well. Couple of step overs, chipped up elaborately, and it's headed on by Williamson to nothing. Dzeko winning it there. Clichy's accelerating down the right hand side, sorry. And he's played it back to Toure. It's a poor ball from Dzeko. Really poor ball. Janmaat. Curls it out of the defence. Bit of a midfield battle at the moment. Both teams just hitting it back and forth to each other. Nasri. It's Toure to Clichy. City taking their foot off the gas here, really. And Colaccini's miscontrolled that, and lucky Jack Colback was covering for him, because that was a good tackle from Colback. Anita to Cabela, who switches the ball out wide to Dummett. Dummett's giving it to Clichy. Gouffran couldn't keep it there. Gouffran's gone back on the left here. Nasri's away. Samir Nasri for two. Oh, wonderful tackle from Paul Dummett. Got back and slid in well. Manchester City look dangerous there. And Dummett, look at him. He does not stop tracking his runner. He covers about 45, 50 yards there to get back to Samir Nasri. No wonder he looks out of breath. That was a great recovery from the youngster. Under 21 Wales international. And City have a throw in now. Corner was wasted. Cabela not in his most comfortable area of the pitch, playing it back to Krul. And Riviere tried to flick it on. Couldn't really get too much contact on it. Could jump by Gael Clichy. Just a minute left of the second half now into stoppage time. You can see a lot of kids getting the haircut like Remy Cabela, because he looks like the Ronaldo of this team. When Ronaldo joined Manchester United, he just had his hairstyle and the tricks and flicks. You can see Remy Cabela being one of them. Does look a promising player. Here's David Silva. It's Jovetic. Oh, Jovetic and Kolarov getting in each other's way there. And both of them pointing fingers at each other. Comical stuff really there from Manchester City. Still, you can see they're just lacking that match sharpness. One of them just really needed to take charge. Manuel Pellegrini giving them both a look. But at half-time, Newcastle have put in a good performance. But unfortunately for them, it is Newcastle 0, Manchester City 1 at half-time. Be right back in like 25 minutes with the second half. Sorry? What? Did you see what those two knobheads were playing at? Yeah, can I have onions, please? I'm not eating, I'm just getting drinks and stuff. I really need a glass of water next to me at all times, you know. Honestly, I'm absolutely loving it, you know, that. Absolutely good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not doing it any night, man. Unless it's like No, I'm not doing it. Any United match. I think that's quite good in respect that. I'm excited about Newcastle. I think that's quite a good. Not heard of that. It's not like this one. Oh no, it's not the fucking goal. Like Liverpool, I've got a Denver as well, and Arsenal. Everyone that I've commented on so far, the team I hate won. So I'm considering not really self-burning on it. Yeah, but I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's just what I want to do in my career. Sheikh Mansour went to Spain. He's a fucking knobhead. I hate him a fucking load. He's fucking gambling. City song, but with my twist on it. Big Mansour went to Spain in his Lamborghini. He came back, manager, Manuel Pellegrini. What a shit song is that? I fucking love United fans. Yeah, like when the ref, like, what? Do you remember when we played Bayern in Newcastle City at home? The ref was giving loads of fans decisions. Like, you know, when Welbeck got that goal disallowed, the ref like turned himself and told him, "You still fucking, you still fucking." I love United. Thank you. No, what was the guy? Think it was oh, you still was one of the so good. Hello? Did you say something? What? Yeah? Yeah, I know. You're supposed to. You don't want to just be boring and sit there talking. Sorry? I'm not actually shouting. Both teams back out. No changes this second half for either side. And Newcastle get us underway. City taking a lead about 10 minutes before half time through David Silva getting on the end of a very lovely Edin Dzeko back heel. So Alan Pardew, probably the same message at half time, just go out and carry on what you've been doing because you did exceptionally well the first half. Silva couldn't find any pass there. Now, City started in the very, very early stages of the second half like they finished it. The sort of slow build up from the back. Newcastle trying to push a bit higher this second half, but they did play very well in the first half, so I wouldn't go out and change anything. Sissoko heads it on, but only to blue shirts. It's David Silva. Kolarov turns, presents it to Silva. Great little exchange between Silva and Jovetic. Nasri now out on the right hand side. Headed away by Janmaat and Cabella back to Janmaat. Riviere being held there by Demichelis. Newcastle take a quick free kick. They can't. Definite foul there from Demichelis. Newcastle have put a few people forward. They're going to go with a cross in from about halfway here. Call back. Williamson heads it back across goal and there was nobody there. Dzeko gets up well and call back. Came out on top. Here's Riviere. Gouffron. Cabela. Couldn't quite hold on to it. And Silva, careless there. You don't often see that from David Silva. And Demichelis beats Cabela to the ball. And it's a corner kick to Newcastle United here. Yeah, Torres back up with a hobble. And it is Jack Colback with the in-swinger of the left foot. Oh, it's a great ball in. It's Gouffran. Oh, how's that not got in? Gouffran again. Good block. So many City shirts in the way. It's Cabela back post headed away by Fernando. And it's away by Dzeko. You really thought Newcastle were going to score there. And Hart came out and claimed Colaccini's follow-up cross. Poor marking from City. Poor marking. Jack Colback's ball in. It was a perfect ball in. Gouffran peeled off at the back post. And I think it was a good save in the end by Joe Hart. And City escaped that one. It's Cabela. Sissoko. Back to Cabela. Oh! He can't believe it. And Newcastle come close again. Sissoko was just a bit late giving it him back there. I think if he had given it him just that bit earlier, Cabela would have been able to get a better shot away. But unfortunately for him, on his debut, thanks to a great touch from Fernando, it bobbled up and Cabela ends up skying it miles over the bar. Yeah, Torre now carrying it forward. Jovetic. Dzeko. Rash. Dzeko putting it up into the stands there. Here is Daryl Janmaat. Newcastle looking to start another attack. They've started the second half exactly how they started the first, attacking football, looking dangerous, threatening City, and now Moussa Sissoko in a crossing position and Demichelis. Goal kick to Manchester City. Boos for Joe Hart. Ringing round the stadium. Williamson. Cabela couldn't win it, and Kolarov's hoofed it forward there. Williamson heading it back. Stefan Jovetic. Great little pirouette there. And the ball was poor. Colaccini manages to side foot away. Sissoko, great ball. Cabela, can he find Riviere in the centre? I think he's going to carry it further. Oh, great trickery and Demichelis brings him down. I think that's got to be a booking, surely. It is. Cabela's just, he's dancing feet. He's got such quick feet, and he really did well to win a free kick there. Yeah, definite foul. And a crossing position from this free kick here. City have got some height in their team. They should be able to defend it. And once again, the cheers for the invisible spray. And the fans absolutely love the spray. Wonder if that'll die out, the whole cheering of the spray. It's in, headed up and away by Dzeko. Williamson whips it back in, and Dzeko smashes it clear. Cabela's got it. Cabela's cross was pretty dangerous. It got through so many shirts into Joe Hart's hands. Jovetic managing to lay it off to Clichy to get forward. Here's Kolarov. Fernando. Yaya Toure. Trying to start a move here with simple passing around the halfway line. It's Dzeko. Wonderful how Manchester City are keeping the ball right now. Jovetic with an effort. Wide. Steady build up. Not really wasted by Jovetic. It was a good opportunity, but the execution wasn't there. Now it's a few players warming up for Manchester City. The likes of Sergio Aguero and Fernandinho. James Milner's there too. Will we see the danger men? Fernandinho I think he might be losing his place to Fernando, and Fernandinho was the best player in Manchester City's team last season. So Fernando is obviously going to be a great player if he can keep Fernandinho out the side, and Aguero obviously will bag some goals, and James Milner adds more width to Manchester City's play. They currently don't have, although saying that, Clichy is right down the right hand side now, with the cross in towards nobody apart from Tim Krul's gloves. Now Moussa Sissoko charging forward. Riviere on the overlap. Oh, and Kolarov didn't win the ball there. It's a free kick to Manchester City. And a yellow card for Alexander Kolarov. Another one for City. 3 bookings for City, not 1 for Newcastle yet. So it shows that Newcastle have been on the front foot, and City are having to commit fouls to keep them at bay. Kolarov did get the ball there. He was right in saying so, but he did go through Riviere first to get to the ball, so it was a definite foul. And here comes the spray again. Here's Jack Colback. St James's Park on their feet, ready. It's a good delivery, and he's headed over the bar by Williamson. Oh, it's Paul Dummett in the end that got the header on it. He was unlucky. Good delivery, and Joe Hart came and got nowhere near it. If Dummett could just get over that then it would have been a sure goal. Here's Johan Gouffron. Dummett. Poor ball from Dummett. Gives City possession, and City are looking to break here with Silva. Out wide to Kolarov. Turns Remy Cabella. 1-2 with Torre. Crossing position. Wonderful play from City here on the edge of the area. Oh, and it's cut out in the end. That would have been something if I'd have worked. And Rivier's won it. It's 4-on-3 here, and wonderful tackle from Fernandinho. For Fernando, it was with the tackle. And Silva just gets to it. Looking to whip it in. Jovetic. Oh, it's lashed by Stefan Jovetic up into the stands. Dzeko's going to get there. City just keeping the ball again. Company's hit it forward to Jovetic, who's onside. Jovetic, what a block from Colaccini. And Janmaat gets it away over Dzeko. Torres headed it back though. City building again. They are looking very dangerous at the moment. Demichelis. Torre. Jovetic to Silva. Fernando. City really looking dangerous on the edge of the Newcastle box here. Fernando. Torre, his ball, too much for Kolarov. And once again, Yaya Torre is the one to put it out of play. Company's ball was perfect for Jovetic, and it's his first touch that just let him down. Jack Colback won that header. It was up into the air by Clichy. Back to City. Just every clearance is going to a blue shirt because everybody's back here for Newcastle. Torre. Nasri couldn't find a blue shirt, poking the ball through. It was cleared. Newcastle have a throw in and a chance to breathe here if they can find a bit of space because everybody's marked. Riviere giving it straight back to Manchester City. Fernando Riviere's won that well. Sissoko. Riviere. Colback. Newcastle on the attack now. Dummett. It's Gouffron. And he wins a corner there. Great defending from Clichy. Remy Cabella gets standing ovation as he goes over to take the corner from the Newcastle fans. They've obviously taken to him. And it is former Manchester United man Gabriel Obertan coming on for Vernon Anita. So it looks like they're taking the shape of a 4-4-2 now, Newcastle. Obertan on the right, Gouffron left, and then it'll probably be Cabella up front with Riviere. And it's Cabella to take the corner now. Gabriel Obertan has a goal against City. Scored for them at Old Trafford for Manchester United. Rami Kabila. Couple of step overs and the ball into Gouffran. Hearts headed clear. Dzeko is probably fouled there. Yeah, he was. Advantage played. He's played it out wide well, taking the advantage. Nasri carrying it forward. Jovetic. Torre. Now Silva. Plenty of men forward now, Manchester City. Kolarov. Can he find a cross? He's just kept that in play after a bad touch. Kolarov driving into the box and Moussa Sissoko got across. And it's a corner to Manchester City. City corner in. Dealt with well by Newcastle. Gouffran dispossessed by Fernando, and now it's Company. Demichelis with the header. It's just over the bar. Edin Dzeko so close, and the Manchester City fans were already cheering because they thought it hit the back of the net, but it was the roof of the net. And Gouffran's fallen awkwardly here. He's holding his elbow. Oh, you can see that he's really fallen awkwardly on it. Good ball in from Jovetic, and the City fans were cheering. Thought that one had gone in. I think Tim Krul might have for a second as well. He would have been relieved to roll over and see the ball behind the goal. That looks nasty for Gouffran. He's sort of holding his collarbone, his shoulder, the top of his arm. It's around that area that you see he's sort of holding. I hope it's nothing serious. He looks like he's going to try and carry on here. Tim Krul boots up the field. Torre, good challenge from Dummett. Fernando's header was poor. It's straight to Cabela. Call back forward. Riviere to Gouffran. There's Cabela. Couple of step overs. Tried to slip it through to Gouffran. Couldn't. And now City with a real chance to break here. Dzeko. Yaya Toure. You don't stop this man. It's lucky he didn't get to the ball. Good defending by Colaccini. Now Sissoko. He's the Newcastle version of Yaya Toure. He's slowed down though. Gouffran looking to come in on his right foot and couldn't find anyone again. City allowed much more possession of the ball now. Newcastle have taken that third man out of centre midfield. Getting more of a foothold in the game. Alan Pardew wanted more width, but he's lost a chunk of possession in doing so. Colaccini's chested that goal kick down. Gouffran. Back to Colaccini. Krul forward. Clichy's winning the header. It's Tim Krul to clear again. Callback. Round Nasri. Sissoko. Oh, and his pass was poor. City have it back. It's constant, just spurs of possession for both teams. Like both teams keep just having the ball, getting forward, giving the ball away, and then it goes to the other team, get forward, give the ball away, and neither team really creating any opportunities right now. Jovetic loses it to Gouffran and fouls Gouffran. Stefan Jovetic. Sissoko. Overtime. Williamson now. Oh, and overtime couldn't quite use his pace to get a poke at the ball. Try and find Sissoko. Overtime's got it now. It was a fair challenge according to the referee. Edin Dzeko not happy about it. Gouffran to Remy Kabila. Yamat whipped in, headed away at the near post by Demichelis. Jovetic looking to run at the Newcastle defence. Dzeko, Silva. Silva into Kolarov, to Dzeko, and Colaccini gets it away. Here is David Silva. City really not creating much. A substitution would really help him, and I think it's Fernandinho that's going to come on in a moment. Silva, Jovetic, onside. Nasri, Torre, now Kolarov. It's Torre, Silva, Jovetic in a crossing position. He's onside again here into Nasri, and it's just away. Silva looking to get a shot away. He's passed it out wide to Dzeko. Dzeko, opportunity to shoot here. Dzeko, vital footing by Janmat. And Sissoko's brought him down on the edge of the box. This is a really dangerous place because with a man like Yaya Toure on the ball. And it is Fernandinho coming on for Stefan Jovetic. So that's going to put Fernandinho in centre mid with Fernando and Yaya Toure in behind the striker, which is his favourite position that he rarely gets to play at Manchester City. Stefan Jovetic troops off for Fernandinho, who had a phenomenal season last year and really could change the dynamics of City's play here. Newcastle have got a substitute coming on as well. Not just yet though. Yaya Toure could be about to give us a Toure special. He did it in the first game of the season against Newcastle last year. Bang on the hour mark. And this time, 12 minutes later, he could do the same thing again. It's Yaya Toure. Wonderful effort just over the bar. Couldn't quite do what he did beautifully all last season. And I think Krul may have had it covered anyway, but it was just over from Toure. And Johan Gouffron is off for Newcastle. Rolando Aarons is on for Newcastle to make his debut. First time we'll see him. We'll see what he's made of, the young winger. Williamson now to Colaccini, and Newcastle just really do want to step up the tempo a bit here. They've brought on another winger instead of, well, another out-and-out winger. Gouffran isn't really, does like to come inside, be more of an inside forward than a winger. But Rolando Aarons coming on could really give Newcastle some pace and width. And I think it's possible that Newcastle do get back in this game, but if they want to, they need to get it forward because they're not having attacking spells like they were before. Fernandinho's first involvement is a great tackle, but here's the substitute Aarons, and Fernandinho puts in another great challenge. Didn't get a chance, so it shows what he's made of, and Colback's won it here. Company's fouled him. Oh, why has the internet gone off? And it's a free kick to Newcastle just on the edge of Manchester City's area. A really similar position to Papi Cisse. Just, oh, and Cabela's free kick hits the wall. And the Newcastle fans are a bit upset that the Manchester City wall just crept over the spray then. And I mean, if you're not going to stand behind the spray, then there's no real point in having it. So ref will need to be watching that. Here's Dummett. Now it's Colaccini. Williamson. Obertan. Janmaat. Sissoko. Coming forward now, Newcastle, with Janmaat. Obertan crunched by a few tackles there. And apparently, according to the referee, Manchester City got the ball. And Fernandinho has gone down there very theatrically. But there was contact and it was definitely a foul. Yellow card for Daryl Janmaat, 77th minute. And it's Newcastle United's first of the afternoon. Definitely a foul from the Dutchman. Did look like a painful one. And it is James Milner coming on for Manchester City. Another player to add more width. Probably more defensive as well, James Milner, as he comes on for Samir Nasri. Milner's been linked heavily with a move away from the club in recent weeks due to a lack of first-team football here at Manchester City, but he does often feature as a substitute. Started only 11 games for Manchester City last season. It looks like another possible substitution here for Newcastle. Enzo Perez was about to come on. get into his kit, but he's just put his jumper back on, so we'll see what happens there. And Remy Cabella's stolen it. He's got... Oh, Riviere's got Cabella in the middle. And Company blocks it. That was a great opportunity there for Newcastle to cause some damage. And Company uses his size to really out-muscle Emmanuel Riviere then. Dzeko, fancy back heel to Kolarov, who tried to switch it to Milner. Oh, and he's headed it back to Tim Krul, who had to sprint out there to get it ahead of Milner. Risky business there from Dummett. Maybe a bit of inexperience creeping in for the youngster. Sissoko. Fernandinho just bouncing off him. Such a broad stature. It's back to Williamson and Colaccini, who've seen a lot of the ball this second half as Newcastle just can't seem to figure City out this second half. Oh, it's an overlap here for Dummett and Company gets there. Cleared all the way up the field to Colaccini. Cabella. Just creeping forward, and it was a tackle from Milner. And he's got the ball. Torre, beautiful flick on there to Fernandinho. But Sissoko tidies up. And it's back to Krul. Newcastle just searching for ground further forward here. Sissoko's done well. Sissoko's done very well here, playing the 1-2 with Obertan and was fouled by Milner. You can hear the Manchester City fans chanting Sergio Aguero's name as he warms up. And he's getting his kit on now, Sergio Aguero. Crossed in by Kolbach. Williamson can't get there. Now Kolarov. Silva. Dzeko. Kolarov always on the outside. He's always there, Kolarov. But disappointing he didn't get the ball from Dzeko there. City play it backwards. City playing it a bit too calm here. Around the centre of midfield. And it is going to be Sergio Aguero. Hart gets there. And clears all the way up to his opposition, number 1, Tim Krul. Call back. And it's a foul there. Vincent Kompany. Newcastle took it quickly, but it's a substitution for Manchester City. And Dzeko is the man to go and replace Sergio Aguero. They love him at Manchester City. And it's Dzeko off, Aguero on. Another attacking change for Manchester City. They've got more pace now up front, fresh legs. Is Aguero up to match fitness? Did play in the World Cup final with Argentina. Oh, and the free kick in. Sissoko just couldn't get contact with on the end. It's a goal kick. And it's a Newcastle United substitution now. Emmanuel Riviere, he's looked very dangerous on his debut, going off for Jose Perez, another new signing for Newcastle. Another. 21 years old. Williamson. Over the top. Perez is one-on-one here. He's had to taking it wide. Oh, he's turned. It's just wide. Solid deflection there. It looked like he was going in just for a split second. And Perez, the second he's entered the field, Newcastle taking the corner quickly, has really created a chance. It's Cabela. Sissoko. Cross blocked. Sissoko again. Happy to have the throw in. It's out wide. Obertan. Cisse. Sissoko. Cavalier. Oh, wonderful trickery. And Manchester City got the ball there. He went through 3 players by standing on the ball. He really does look something we haven't seen in the Premier League for a while with his tricks. But Yaya Toure has lost it here. Gabriel Obertan breaks. He is quick. And he's taking it wide. Jose Perez couldn't hold it quite. And Fernandinho, great work right there from him. Newcastle are pretty convinced that was a foul. And now it's Aguero. And Colback with a strong challenge. Stayed on his feet. Both teams just constantly losing possession. Seeing some good defending from both sides today. Some really good defending. Milner's lost it. And now it's Aarons. Playing a 1-2 with Cabela. And Aarons is quick. He's away. He's poked it through to Perez. Great turn. And he's been brought down there by Company. No foul given. Company got the ball there. Obertan's ball in. Back post. Overhead kick. And it's over the bar from Aarons. What an audacious effort that was. Jose Perez, £1.5 million buy from Tenerife. Torre. Fernandinho. Good turn from Clichy, and he's just wiggled through there. Risky though, especially with the pace that some of these Newcastle forwards have. Janmat. Sissoko. Oh, he's clean taken out there by Fernando. It's got to be a booking. Yellow card. Oh, it's a dirty challenge. That's almost above the knee there from Fernando. He just swings a leg at Musa Sissoko. Newcastle back on the ball now anyway. Obertan. Little drag back. Sissoko. Oh, he's lost it. Yaya Toure. Here he goes. He's running. Yaya Toure running at tired legs, and he's just been fumbled to the ground. Cabela floats it forward. Oh, and Company couldn't win it in the air, but luckily it fell to Clichy just behind him. Newcastle just trying everything they can to get a late one here. Tim Krul's done very well, and he's going to hoof it forward here. Company's head meets it. Demichelis to Kolarov, who smashes it forward. Colaccini misses it, And Aguero heads it on to James Milner here. Fernandinho. Fernandinho, now Torre. Those three playing in a triangle really effectively. Colaccini's done well. It's Aarons. Just lost it there for a second, Aarons, but he's back on the ball. Milner's gone to ground. Aarons couldn't get through both of them. Clichy was the one in the end that got the vital foot in. Sissoko with a good foot in. Here's Torre. City just trying to run down the clock at the moment. They're not really trying to attack too much, but Silva is going forward here. It's Milner. Oh, great defending from Newcastle, and they have a goal kick. Krul absolutely sprinting to get the ball. And the fourth official holds up the board. It is 4 minutes for Newcastle to try and take home a point here. What an exciting game this has been. Nobody's leaving early from this one. Cabella. 1-2. It's Remy Cabella going through. Cabella pulls it back to Sissoko over the bar. And will they get another chance, Newcastle United? Not like that. Williamson winning the header. Aarons, oh, he let it run too much there. Didn't go to the ball. Sergio Aguero could have won it there. He's won it. Sergio Aguero seals it here with 2 minutes to go. Sergio Aguero out of nothing creates a goal. And that is probably how it's going to finish here at St. James's Park. Fernandinho, great work right here. Sergio, just first shot, Krul palms it straight back to him, and the second finish was pinpoint accurate there from Sergio Aguero. And that's what he adds to the game. City don't need to be particularly playing well, but if you've got this man in your side, you're sure to score a goal, and he has done. What a sigh of relief that is for Manchester City. And it's just an absolute nail in the coffin in the game. Salt in the wounds for Newcastle United, because they really have fought well. And their heads have dropped now, you can tell. Champione's ringing round the ground. A lot of people leaving now that's gone in. There was no empty seats. Now it's mostly empty seats. It's Aarons. Clichy. No team in the Premier League has had a comfortable victory this opening weekend. I think this might be the closest Premier League season we've seen, because every team has strengthened their squad. Cabella to Obertan. Newcastle could have scored there. Not that it would have really mattered. It's Sissoko. Janmat. David Silva He's helped defend very well today. Fernandinho to Torre. Back to Fernandinho. Shifts it out wide. City just running down the clock. They don't need to attack, but it's just in their blood. They're just such an attacking force. They haven't attacked too much this game. They really haven't looked as sharp as they did last season. City, they've looked really worrying at times. Newcastle could have scored on quite a few occasions. The defence hasn't been perfect. And the midfield three has been the real reason City have won this game, because they've just kept the ball the entire game, waited for their moment to strike, and the two real opportunities that they've had, they've taken, and Newcastle didn't quite do that today. But Newcastle will feel really hard done by, and this puts Manchester City to the top of the Premier League on day one, because they're the only team to win by a 2-goal deficit. Unless Newcastle can just grab a consolation here late on to stop them going bottom. It's Obertan. Couldn't keep it. Kolarov. And that is full time. Newcastle United 0, Manchester City 2. Hard fought victory there for Manchester City. And in the end, it was Sergio Aguero to end the nail-biting finish that we were about to see. Both players played their heart out. Every player on the team played their heart out. They really did do well. There's somebody on the pitch here with Sergio Aguero grabbing his shirt. Somebody on the pitch. And the stewards have finally found him. Who would have thought it? Just such a hard-fought victory, and Manchester City are victorious. Thank you for watching.